As introduced, my name is Charlotte Bailey and I'm the Sales Manager and Head of Confections and MPD at Orchard Valley Foods. Orchard Valley Foods is a £25 million turnover business specialising in value-added decorative confectionery items. I'm here to speak to you today about the end-to-end process we have recently finished in launching a new food service brand into the out-of-home sector. Our brand has been launched in conjunction with Monin Syrups and Sauces, Lotus Biscuits and Barry Callebaut. As a background to why we wanted to launch this brand, it's important to first understand the structure and current markets that Orchard Valley currently operate in. As a business, we operate under four parts. We have Orchard Valley Foods, covering confectionery items, Orchard Valley Manufacturing, which is a blending and packing operation for food service and retail, Orchard Valley Ingredients, which is technically based ingredients for business to business, and then lastly, Orchard Valley Dairy Supplies, who supply yoghurt cultures into the artisan and medium-sized cheese and yoghurt making companies. As part of our ongoing strategy, we identified the confections part of the business, combined with the contract packing and blending, could push the confections portfolio into new areas of the industry not previously explored. Our confections portfolio currently operates in all the sectors you can see behind me. The turnover of the confections part is approximately £13.75 million and historically has been very strong in industrial manufacture and retail. Our strategy had identified the growing categories of QSR, coffee shops and food service, also known as the out-of-home sector. Pack formats for these sectors are crucial due to limited space back of house. What I mean by this is kitchens where food is prepared or on the bar behind baristas in coffee houses. This is where Orchard Valley manufacturing capabilities come in. In the Horizons report from March 2015, it forecasted the UK's out-of-home market would be worth £53 billion by 2019. Key players to drive this growth include pizza delivery outlets, managed branded pubs, pub restaurants and coffee shops. We also can't dismiss the success story of delivery services, including Deliveroo and Uber Eats, to help deliver this growth going forwards. As coffee shops are expanding, their beverage offering also is expanding to appeal to the indulgence hunters on the one hand, but also the more health-conscious consumer on the other. So we've seen launches featuring toppings and inclusions on the indulgence side, but also teas and free-from drinks, not just in the UK, but also globally. You'll see on the screen there's cocktails and coffee, but also one of the latest trends to come about are freak shakes. So freak shakes are monstrous morphed-up milkshakes with lashings of cream and sauces topped with whole cakes and pies, which actually offer the consumer all of their calorie and fat intake in one go. This is a very extreme example, but what is key to identify that indulgence is still at the forefront of the consumer's minds. When we started to think about who could help us launch this beverage-centred food service brand, we identified Monin. I'd been working with Monin for the last couple of years on strategic national accounts to provide toppings to complement their sauces. Their knowledge of the industry played a key part in us deciding to do this range at all. They're active in over 140 countries with a turnover of €200 million. An interesting fact on the screen is that 7 million drinks are made every day with Monin syrups. That equates to 81 per second worldwide. Monin wanted to offer their large base of global distributors a range of on-trend toppings that would be readily available to them to complement the syrups. In other words, offer them the whole solution. We held a workshop in Tunbridge Wells where we had representatives from Orchard Valley and Monin to help identify the key trends we had seen cross-category. This would encompass HoReCa, retail, B2B, but also flavour profiles that have been big in America. The three key trends which we decided we needed to capitalise on were chocolate, speculoos and sweet and savoury. Chocolate is still one of the top flavour profiles in the world. With consumers becoming more health conscious and wary of sugar, manufacturers are turning towards chocolate as a slightly healthier alternative. Chocolate complements most flavours, including savoury. It's often paired with steak in the form of a sauce in upmarket and Michelin-starred restaurants. And in recent research conducted by Callebaut, 70% of people while eating out would more likely order a dessert if there was a chocolate option on the menu. Speculoos is also a fast-growing trend, and the rise can be seen in a 31% increase in sales year on year for Lotus bakeries. It's famously paired with coffee and hot drinks in a single biscuit format, but from the screen you can see the launches more recently in Ben & Jerry's ice cream, Krispy Kreme donuts, and also in textured spreads. The popularity of sweet and savoury can be summarised in 2 words: salted caramel. Following its meteoric rise over the past 3 years, salted caramel has become one of the most mainstream flavours in food, transferable across category from confectionery to bakery to ice cream. Its appeal does not appear to be quelling. Looking at the large amount of 2016 festive launches, it certainly looks like it's here to stay. Using our knowledge of the industry and the trends which are currently in the market and also up and coming, we then developed a product range. During the workshop, we identified the following diagram to help us wade through the 25 toppings which made the long list, with the aim being if a particular topping didn't work in 3 out of the 4 beverage types, it wasn't making the range. After we had done this with each and every topping, we then identified our finished range. So, we made sure that the range covered the 3 trends previously described. So, within the range, there was a speculoos crumb, a Belgian dark chocolate curl and dark biscuit crumb, and also a salted caramel fudge. The original iteration of the range had the speculoos crumb and dark chocolate curls in there, but we thought what a brilliant idea it would be to co-brand with the manufacturers. So we approached Barry Callebaut, who are the largest chocolate manufacturer in the world, and Lotus Bakeries, who are a 250 million turnover business, making them one of the most prolific biscuit makers in Europe, to talk about co-branding. After some initial meetings, an agreement was reached with both companies to use their branding on pack, which was a huge accolade for Orchard Valley and a great selling point for the range. Lotus Bakeries had often been approached for a smaller pack format for the sector we were exactly looking for, so it was a great partnership for them. The other toppings that made the range are all versatile. They work in beverages, but also in desserts, confectionery and ice cream. We wanted this range to appeal to a large audience and also have dual uses when the customer did decide to use it. So on a hot chocolate or on a frappe, but also they could finish any sweet treats they would make in store with them as well. This range is on trend and current. Now we had the product range decided upon, complete with co-branding, we needed an actual name. We wanted to engage the whole business in this process. Therefore, we introduced the range to all of our colleagues and asked them to submit suggestions for names. We had a wide variety of names submitted, and while no idea is a bad idea, none of them really hit the mark on what we wanted to do. We had a discussion internally with all the stakeholders, and it was decided we should send the brief out to a selection of food service marketing companies to get an expert opinion. After a number of meetings, one company came out on top, and they were also endorsed by our co-branding partner, Callebaut. Jelly Bean Creative are based in Leatherhead and are an award-winning food service marketing agency. They were the brains behind Callebaut's For the Love of Chocolate campaign, which won them a gold award at the CIPR Pride Awards, and in turn gave Callebaut a 15% uplift in their food service sales year on year, which equates to around 100 tonnes of product. After agreeing commercials and getting board sign-off, it was time to get to work with Jelly Bean and have a brand day. This involved key stakeholders from Orchard Valley and was facilitated by 2 reps from Jelly Bean. The brand day encompassed a SWOT analysis, identification of brand pillars, key messages and straplines, and then finally a name brainstorm. But before the name brainstorm, we needed to identify which characteristics our brand would have. So we wanted to give our brand a personality, something to relate to and something that would guide us going forwards. We wanted the brand to be likeable and attractive to the end user, but also to their consumer. We were very aware that these jars would hopefully be gracing the barista bars of the UK's leading coffee shops, in full view of their consumers. We wanted it to instill theatrics, flair and showmanship, 2 things that are very prevalent in cocktail bars and quirky independent coffee shops across the UK. We wanted the brand to be different but still mainstream and relatable, to be fun but not childish, and to convey expertise, but to have a bit of a cheeky feel, a bit like Disney, suitable for children, but references the adults would understand. We feel that as a personality, Usain Bolt summed up what we wanted from this brand. He was the personality we would keep in mind going through this process and through further evolutions of the brand. Towards the end of the day, it was time for another attempt at name generation. Helped with the facilitation of Jelly Bean and keeping the brand pillars and brand personality in mind, the following name suggestions were put forwards. As you can see, compared to the internally suggested names, these are a lot more focused and all around a similar theme of not pigeonholing the range into one application type. After the session, Jelly Bean went away and worked with their team further to grow the list of names to 30. They then came back to Orchard Valley and we whittled them down to 3. Additions, plus, and multiply. Jelly Bean took these ones and came back with mood boards, font ideas, etc. After a lengthy debate, we felt that additions best described the range we had put together, because that is exactly what you do with them. You add them to any of your creations to add a bit of visual, textural, and flavour appeal. This is because as the brand grows, we hope people will recognise the colour in relation to the product. This will save you time in a busy kitchen or coffee shop. Jelly Bean developed all the label artwork and pairing of label colours to products, and once completed, we finally got to see the finished range all together. Monin, Calibo and Lotus were all very happy with the finished article. So, we have a name, we have a product range, and the product is all packed. What was next? Educating people on how to use it. It looks pretty, it's functional, and we at Orchard Valley know what we can do with it, as the slide behind me depicts. It's a versatile product that works across sectors to help skew utilisation. But what was the best way to educate the end user? When our journey started with this brand, it was decided that Monin, and at the time the unnamed brand, would create a joint leaflet which would showcase 9 recipes for hot and cold beverages, complete with finished drink pictures and recipes. Monin's beverage director, Lee Hyde, worked with Monin's UK distributor, Bennett Opie, to develop 9 recipes using Monin syrups and their complementing additions toppings to create the leaflet on the screen now. Simple to follow recipes using syrups that the end user will most likely already have, but adding an additions topping to offer a trade-off opportunity of almost £1 per drink. To increase spend per head by trade-up, but also to tempt the purchase of an additions blinged-up sweet treat was our aim with this leaflet. The leaflet will be sent out to all the Monin distributors as marketing material, but also included in cases of the product to the end user. So what next? This range was launched on the 14th of November this year, with an annual sales target of 12,000 jars, and with only 2.5 weeks gone, we're already a third of the way there, thanks to a listing in a national coffee chain. The feedback on the branding has been very positive, and the on-trend range has appealed across category, with launches imminent in a couple of large food service businesses. Our next steps are engaging the next set of Monin distributors, Ireland have already received their first delivery, and educating them and their customer base how to use the additions range. We need to enhance our social media presence using Twitter, Instagram and Facebook with how-to videos and recipe ideas to engage the end user in an interactive, accessible way. We're exhibiting at Casual Dining and KTEX with the brand in 2017. And then looking further ahead, what are our options for seasonal? Are there any new and innovative packaging formats we could use? Is there space to move it into retail in a smaller pack format? In conclusion, the whole process from end to end took 4 months. We have worked collaboratively on marketing and the first time co-branded with global brands. And we think the result is an excellent addition to our portfolio and a way of future-proofing our business and fulfilling ongoing consumer demands. Thank you.